we got the skills. We got the evidence. Oh boy. But yeah.
Yeah.
Hey guys, Triforce of Doom here.
And Drake Razorfang.
It's time for the final trial.
Oh god.
Yeah, Jake's not. Jeff's not prepared. I have a friend named Jake. So his brain just kind of bleh.
Yeah.
Let's
Brain
do this.
auto-filled.
Since this will be the final class trial, I've come up with a special rule.
And yes, he is in a debate seat, so he will be in the non-stop debates.
Oh god.
So listen up. If you can figure out Mukuro's killer and go on to solve the mystery of this school, you guys win. But if you can't, then I win. And of course, waiting for the loser is the super exciting, super heart-pounding punishment!
Are you saying that if you lose, you'll execute yourself?
Yep, sure will.
And that's final? No loopholes? No wiggling out of it later?
Of course not! Bears never go back on their word!
I mean, they could just use the loophole of they're executing Monokuma, not actually the mastermind, but...
Never mind all that. I just have one question for you.
Oh, you're taking this serious, huh? Are you feeling okay?
Is the mastermind only one person?
Hmm?
Don't bother. I already know the answer.
What?
You're all the mastermind, aren't you?
Oh my god.
You're all out to
Hero.
get me!
Now, you'll see why he's saying this, actually.
I'm right, aren't I? I knew it!
Group photo, places to check, headmaster's e-handbook.
You guys have...
Just to be sure. This is...
That was literally just our checklist.
Yeah. And then it wouldn't be this, because that's just unlocking everything, so it means it's probably this, unless we have to grab something.
You've all been working together, haven't you? I have evidence, so I know I'm right!
Hey, you stole my line. You're all out to get me. I'm sure of it. I have evidence of my own.
What a coincidence. I too have evidence to present.
Do you all have the same evidence?
Everyone other than me has been working together.
What? Wait, hold on. This doesn't make any sense. How can the three of us each have that kind of evidence?
No, that's wrong.
They only gave you one option.
It's not just you three. I have evidence too.
What? You too?
The evidence you're all referring to is this group photo, right?
Well, yeah. Huh? Wait, but mine's different. With the picture you have, I'm in it. But that can't be right. Because in my picture... See? I'm the only one not in it.
Soccer.
Sakura's coming for us.
Hiro, you have a picture too, right? Let's see it.
Okay, but be careful with it. It's pretty important evidence.
I feel like all those donuts were gone in like 2 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's even Jack back there and not Toko.
Pictures has been revealed.
Secret or whatever, I don't care. You guys are all in on this together.
Dude, look at the pictures again.
One missing.
But you're in my picture. You're the ones trying to trick me.
So the whole purpose behind these photos was to get us questioning and fighting with each other. The mastermind laid a trap to make us each think everyone else was working against
So
us.
you can see why Hiro thought it.
Mm-hmm.
Huh? I laid a trap? A trap? How rude! What grounds do you have for such audacious accusations?
When we got the photo.
In each case, the only one not in the picture is the person who received it.
Love how we didn't even need Miyake's picture to figure this out.
I'm the only one missing. In the picture Hina got, she's the only one missing. And in the picture Hiro got, he's the only one missing.
I love how Leon's just leaning in from the
I
frames.
suppose I should show you my photo as well.
Sakura, what the fuck? You saw that, right?
Each of us a group
No,
photo
I was looking at
in
a
which
different
that
part of the photo.
person wasn't included.
Well,
We each saw our picture.
it should be in the evidence list once it shows up and updates.
Yeah.
Figured it out, huh?
Yeah, I thought that must be it. But how was that a hint?
Alright.
Listen,
Dig
can I see everyone's group photo one more time? It's not directly connected to what we're talking about, but I'd like to double check something.
Sure, no problem.
Yeah, I don't mind.
At least that was assuaged real quick on their end.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Shoryuken!
Can you just forget about the photo already? Ugh. Trying to trick me with such an obviously fake photo? I'm still pissed about that.
And on top of that, they went to all that trouble to make it look like we were wearing matching uniforms.
So you think they're fake? No. I assure you, they're quite real.
What are you talking about? There's no way.
Yeah! I don't remember ever taking a picture like that. So it's gotta be a fake. I'm sure of it.
But you know, can we really be so sure? Don't get me wrong.
About
I
that.
don't remember taking this picture either. But is that really enough to be
Oh, there's
absolutely
a thing on the TV
positive
that way.
fake?
There we go.
What do you mean?
And Hangman time.
Okay. Oh. Okay.
You figured it out, or... Yeah, okay. You did.
I just have to remember how to spell.
Now I understand. Let's say that somehow we'd all lost our memories. That could explain it, couldn't it?
Could, but you need evidence.
Oh, I get it. So we all just lost our memories at the same time and forgot about the photo. Makes sense.
The only reason you accept that is
3,
you're an
2,
idiot.
1.
As if. You expect me to believe such an unbelievable occult-type story?
Yeah, we all lost our memories? That's just crazy.
Oh, really? Make your argument with... Oh, God. Control room. Okay, hold on.
You're
Yeah, that was a lot of it.
Oh, not.
Remember, we have more hard evidence that we were somewhere. Like, you already looked over it, but... let's go through their conversation and see what the heck
We all got
contradict.
spontaneous amnesia? Since when did this turn into some kind of sci-fi fantasy?
I promise you, I haven't lost my memory. Ever since I got to this school, I remember everything that's happened.
So the idea that we all lost our memories.
It's totally stupid.
We've already seen the photos. It cannot be that. That would just go in circles.
Mm-hmm.
You're saying we all got spontaneous amnesia? Since when did this turn into some kind of
I promise you, ever since I got to this school, I remember everything that's happened.
Nope.
No, it's wrong.
No, that's wrong. それは違う.
Those photos aren't the only things that point to the possibility of memory loss. This DVD does the same thing.
You're not gonna show us something indecent, are you?
Toto, please.
No, it's nothing like that. It's a video of all of us being interviewed by the Hopes Peak Academy headmaster.
When you say all of us, you mean
I mean all of us, including you.
you lie! I never did any kind of interview.
No, it's not a lie. Just watch the DVD and you'll see for yourself. The headmaster did, in fact, interview you.
What are you saying?
I didn't imagine you would remember.
It's not about whether or not I remember. You expect me to believe all this? That I lost my memory somehow?
Stares at
We don't
Kyoko.
have any way to refute it, so we have no choice but to accept it as reality.
How can you say that? We're talking about living, breathing amnesia here.
To be honest, I have something else on my mind right now.
Something else?
You said the DVD contains recordings of us being interviewed by the headmaster, right? What were the interviews about?
The headmaster sat each of us down, one at a time, and asked us the same question. He asked us if we could accept the idea of spending the rest of our lives in this school.
What kind of question is that?
And how did we answer?
We'd say no, obviously.
Actually, we all said we could. Even me, I heard myself say yes. I could spend the rest of my life at this school.
Why? Why would you say yes to something like that?
I don't know. I don't remember a thing.
The same goes for everyone else. Nobody remembers. You don't remember choosing to live here forever, or even talking to the headmaster about it at all.
It doesn't matter if I remember or not. Even if I bought the whole amnesia thing, the idea that I would want to live here forever? That's just insane! How can I believe that?
I mean, considering you've been convinced of much stupider things before.
Insane or not, we can't move forward until you accept it. Am I right?
You sure are, 'cause it's all true.
And there's a confirmation.
What?
I know it sounds absurd, but if it's the truth, there's nothing we can do about it.
Indeed. We only have one path in front
Yeah,
of us.
Miyake's just like, well, they gave evidence. I can't really refute that shit.
Really?
Yep, you all totally lost your memory at the same time.
Did they pull some, like, Men in Black, like, light thing?
We'll get there. Like, this,
Because it's just like, that's what
like,
makes me
let
think.
me put it this way. This trial is an hour and a half on average.
Yeah.
This isn't like some normal kind of memory loss. You stole those
Yes.
specific memories from us, didn't you?
Normal memory loss is brain damage.
Oopsie, you figured that part out too, huh?
Of course. There's no way we would all just happen to get amnesia at the same time.
How could someone just steal our memories?
How? Come, that hardly matters right now. If I said it was hypnotism, would you believe me? Or we opened up your skulls and messed with your brains? Would you really believe anything I said? How it happened doesn't
He kind of has a point there.
Yeah.
What matters is figuring out what memories you took from us. That's what you're trying to say, right?
I knew I could count on you.
Although I do love how they gave him a step stool.
The interview with the headmaster, taking that group photo, those can't be the only memories we lost. There must have been a purpose to it all. A reason for taking away our memories.
Of course there was a purpose. It all has to do with the original motive.
The original motive was...
You mean the motive you came up with? To try and get us to all kill each other?
That has something to do with the memories you stole from us?
It sure does.
Let's recall what the OG, like, all-encompassing motive is.
Wanting to return to your life?
That part's still a secret. Anyway, I'm sure it's not easy, but let's all focus on the class.
Yeah, there's still that matter, I guess.
Mukuro Ikusaba.
Okay, so you want us to figure out who killed her before we do anything else.
Yeah, we did. That is one of the mysteries we have to solve, so that's fair. So we need to figure out who the mastermind is. Which, what's your theory right now on that?
Well, out of the three, out of the dead characters, my theory is that it's, honestly Junko, because she's kind of the only one I can think of who may not actually be dead. Because everyone else was either a victim of a case or, executed by the execution. Is this? Wait, did that say how to... It doesn't say anything about the hash.
Did it? Who killed her?
Whoever did it is the same one who's behind everything. That much I'm sure of.
But when you think about it, is the mastermind really here in the school?
Of course! They have to be here somewhere.
What makes you so sure?
Okay.
What is making
Of course she forgot.
Exactly. You're just making stuff up. There's no way the mastermind is here. The mastermind is probably a million.
Ah, there it is.
Okay, I was like, I
Mastermind
was
goes
gonna
look
shoot
up
on,
in the background, right?
Hina's, but I don't feel like we're supposed to be refuting her. So it's
Yeah,
like
reminder,
something I agree with.
we were the ones who found that evidence with her. We need to help her remember that.
Okay.
So who
So,
did it?
Wait, wrong button.
Yeah.
Whoever did it is that much I believe.
When you... Is the mastermind...
Of course, they have to be.
What makes you...
What exactly? You're just making stuff up. There's no way the mastermind is here. The mastermind is probably a million miles away.
No, that's wrong.
Alright.
There's no question that the mastermind is somewhere within the school.
How do you know? Did you find some evidence or something?
Yes.
Yes.
In the back of the data center, I found a panel that controls Monokuma. The mastermind must have been using that to control it all this time, so there can't be any doubt. The mastermind has been inside the school all along.
There can't be any doubt. In which case, there also can be no doubt that the mastermind is one of us.
What? Why?
Recall what Makoto told us Monokuma said to him earlier.
Actually, you could argue that it actually, like, this whole trial just kind of confirms that we're not Monokuma because someone is currently piloting Monokuma to talk to us.
Oh, well, they don't know that bit yet.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
we know that, but...
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're about to refute that shit.
So if the mastermind is in the school, we have to assume it can only be that 16th student.
Oh, yeah, he thinks that was a fake corpse.
How'd they manage to survive all of this?
So we're the only ones here? It's not me. I'm not the mastermind.
Well, it's not me.
I blame Makoto.
Oi!
What? Why me?
Cuz it's super weird how you're the only one who survived being executed.
Oh, I get it. The
You
only
know what?
way he
Fair
got-
logic, but did you not see Alter Ego?
Aw, nuts! Ya got me!
Wait, what are you trying to say?
Everyone, calm down. There's no reason to panic. The Mastermind's true identity will become clear soon enough. Just as soon as we find out who killed Mukuro.
That's a good point. Rather than wasting time bickering,
Okay.
we should put our minds to work solving this mystery.
Yeah, well, how much time have we already spent talking about the murder?
He's right. What more is there to talk about? If you want something to talk about, I think there might be one thing. We haven't fully established what Mukuro's fatal injury was.
Huh? But I thought we figured that out. She died when she got hit in the back of the head.
Nope.
No, that isn't actually what killed her. It was something entirely different. Wouldn't you agree, Makoto?
I mean, I'm basically just being a yes man to you because you're the one who did the autopsy, but...
But we were there when she did the autopsy, so we are her alibi for that.
I got it! All of the wounds covering her body. That's what really killed her.
Hey, now hold on a second. You did read the Monokuma file, right?
Oh, it just hit me. Back in Trial 5, he was accidentally correct when he brought up that point.
Made it pretty clear. Those wounds were made at least a few days ago. So they can't possibly be what killed her.
Consider this. What if the murder itself took place at least a few days ago?
What?
What if, when we discovered her body, she'd already been dead for several days? If that's true, then naturally the wounds that killed her would appear to be however many days old.
And here comes Byakuya with the logic argument that we can refute, I'm guessing.
I mean, the only thing that I'm kind of confused about is that who would be puppeting her corpse then if she was in our room
That
about to
doesn't
stab
make
us?
any sense.
Well, remind you, that was a fully cloaked and masked person.
Hmm.
Because she had all those wounds before she ever came here.
Huh? How do you know that?
Isn't it obvious? She was the ultimate soldier, right?
Oh, okay, or we refute this bit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're wrong.
She was so good that she had no wounds.
She denied me before I could even say anything.
Toko, please.
Come on. I mean, you think I'm not weird, okay? At least
I mean, you gotta give props to Toko's VA, but goddammit.
Yeah. Argument. Oh god.
Oh, well, we know which one we need to use.
I'm pretty sure.
Mukuro.
A single scar or wound.
Yeah. And Kyoko confirmed it matches the corpse. So there's also that.
This is the ultimate soldier. She must have been in 100 different battles. So, when you think about it, obviously, she got all those wounds in battle. Are you finished? You didn't deny me this time, Z-Wimsy. You made me go all cute.
Don't worry, there wasn't anything cute about it.
Okay.
Well, we know what to contradict at least.
Mm-hmm.
Mukuro was the help she must have been.
So, when you think, obviously, she got all those.
No, that's wrong. No, Mukuro didn't suffer those wounds in battle. The file we found in the headmaster's room said as much. Despite the time she spent in battle after battle as a member of Fenrir, when she entered this school, she hadn't sustained a single injury.
To be denied so completely. Actually, it's kind of refreshing. Maybe it's because of all of Master's training.
Toko, please. Shut up.
Anyway, so we can be sure that Mukuro suffered all those wounds after coming to this school. In which case, They could be the very thing that killed her.
As a matter of fact, it's hard to imagine any other possibility. When examining her body, I found that her stomach and head wounds came after she was already dead.
Unless anyone has any better suggestions, I think we can say this with confidence. The wounds Mukuro sustained all over her body are what ultimately...
And if anyone tries to say when her body had decomposed, the morgue.
Mm-hmm.
But if that's what killed her, then does that mean she's really been dead for who knows how long?
That's exactly what it means. When we found her body in the garden, she'd already been dead for several days.
So then, what about the little matter of what happened last night? Makoto, you said you were attacked in your room by a masked assailant. If Mukuro had already been dead for several days, certainly it couldn't have been her. So who was it that attacked you?
I got it! The one who attacked me was the true mastermind.
Yep.
When we discovered Mukuro in the garden wearing the same mask, I naturally assumed she must have been the one who attacked me, but I was wrong. It wasn't her at all. It was the mastermind.
What are you laughing at?
Oh, don't mind me. I'm just getting a little impatient sitting here listening.
Oh boy.
I think I'm gonna jump in. Let's start off with a nice, easy question. Your assumption that I attacked Makoto is just that, right? An assumption. You can't really know who was under that mask, can you? I mean, that's the whole point of a mask. The true identity of the masked attacker is Mukuro Ikusama.
Ah, so we're gonna counter Monokuma this time.
That's what I
Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any evidence that might convince me otherwise?
Oh, yeah, there's no Fenrir tattoo on her, on the hand.
Yeah, because it was the one holding the knife.
Mm-hmm. Let's see what truth bullets we get. Oh god, I have to grab something. I think.
Well, let's look through first. Like, let's look. Or I was gonna say.
I also. Okay, that doesn't say.
That's the autopsy report. Remember,
Are there
like effectively.
fakes, right? So you can't have any idea who was under that mask. I'm telling you now, it was
No, that's what we
Mukuro
have to
Ikusama.
shoot, almost certainly.
You're wrong. Even without seeing their face, there's another part of the attacker we can use to prove it wasn't her.
Oh? And what is this other part? Is it the right hand? Or the left hand? Maybe the right foot? Or
Oh, God.
perhaps the left foot? Or could it be the
The hips.
Well, hips don't lie. Had to.
You never saw their
Yeah.
face.
The thing that probably would trip me up was going, wait, which one's the left hand or right hand when they're facing forward?
Who was
Yeah,
under
that was mine. I'm like, oh shit, which one is it?
I'm telling you now, it was Mukuro Ikusama.
Yeah.
No,
Like, what if they made me go a bit to go, oh wait, shit. Thankfully they all stay on screen.
Mm-hmm.
Mukuro had a tattoo on her right hand, if I remember correctly. A representation of Fenrir. In other words, a wolf tattoo. But I saw the right hand of the person who attacked me. And there was no such tattoo.
In fact, there weren't many features at all, so we can also roll out it being Kyoko for whatever
So there's
reason.
no way the person behind the mask was Mukuro.
Yeah, well, okay. You got me. I guess it wasn't her. But that still doesn't prove that it was me. It could have been, you know, someone else, right?
Hiro, Toko, Hina, and I all have solid alibis for that entire night.
Yeah! We were in the gym tearing you apart, so it could have been any of us.
Oh, okay, sure. It couldn't have been any of you, but what about Kyoko? It totally could have been her. Uh-oh, no snappy comeback? Did I score a bullseye?
If you insist, I don't mind showing you.
Huh? Show me what?
What do you think? I'll show you the one thing that proves beyond a shadow of a doubt it wasn't me.
Her hands, very likely.
Your hands!
Awful, isn't it? It happened when I was first learning to be a detective. I was
You
inexperienced.
can see how it's like scarred and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
I thought you didn't want anyone to see those scars.
If it means we get another step closer to unmasking the mastermind, it doesn't really bother me. My scars should suffice as proof.
Yep.
Makoto, did the person who attacked you have scars like mine?
No, and they didn't have scars at all, so...
No, not at all. I'm positive.
Then this much has been made clear. There can be no doubt that the one who attacked Makoto is the true mastermind.
Any rebuttal, Monokuma?
This is just awful. On top of my secret being revealed, I had to look at those positively grotesque scars of yours. Sorry. Did I say that out loud?
I don't think she cares what you think.
Feeling?
Yeah.
Not at all. You can say whatever you want.
Sure. As long as it means pushing me farther into the corner, right? But not cornered just yet. Because if you haven't noticed, the circumstances surrounding Mukuro's death are totally unknown.
That's true. All we know right now is she was killed a good while before this morning.
On the contrary, we don't know anything other than that.
Well, you don't know anything other than that, Hero.
You're not going to tell us she was already dead before we arrived here or something, are you?
In that regard, you have nothing to worry about. I promise you, without a doubt, she died after our little killing game began here.
Then somehow she was killed in secret without any of us knowing.
Unless there's some bullshit happening, but I don't think so. In which case, Junko was actually Mukuro, and her getting speared in the beginning was this death, which crackpot
After she
theory, but
died, who knows how much time went by before we found her, right? Did the culprit stash her somewhere?
Okay, now we're getting to this point.
Time, could she?
If she was, she would have been totally decomposed. Just like your brain.
Jesus Christ, Toko, that's savage!
Then she was being stored somewhere?
To hide a body here.
Yeah, I guess only... I mean, some of us know about it, but, well, one of us might not remember it.
the cool. Okay. I was like, kitchen and pool.
Yeah, no, I totally get it.
Mukuro's body was probably kept hidden in the biolab.
The biolab? You mean on the 5th floor?
That's right. It's actually set up for use as a morgue. So it's the perfect place to hide a body. And it'd keep the body preserved at the same time.
Then you're also saying the body was moved from the biolab to the garden.
And
At least
I
it's the
have
same
no
floor,
doubt
making it
that's
easier.
Exactly what happened. In fact, I have proof.
Gee, I wonder.
Yeah, it's almost like it's bit right there in the thumbnail.
Yeah.
What makes me so sure the body was carried from the biolab to the garden is the tarp that we found in the garden. When I was checking it over again, I noticed something. I noticed that some text had been stamped on one corner of the tarp.
Oh, it says biolab.
Holy cow! How'd you notice that tiny little thing?
Having time to...
Careful examination?
Makoto's nitpicky nature seems to have surfaced with perfect timing.
This proves that the tarp originally came from the bio.
I love the expressions like, really, guys?
It's like, thank you for the backhanded compliment? Question mark.
I mean, it's Byakuya. Take what you can get.
Tarps just like it in there.
So when the killer moved the body to the garden, they must have grabbed a tarp to wrap it in. Then they simply left it as it was to protect against the sprinklers, and put the coat on it afterwards.
Wow, you made everything sound so amazingly consistent.
Because it is.
But that's just a wild guess. Where's your evidence? Prove that the body was wrapped in a tarp and moved.
There is no evidence. I was simply explaining what I think happened. But you seem to be getting pretty worked up about it, wouldn't you say?
Worked up?
Now that the conversation has turned to the topic of the biolab, you must be getting pretty nervous. Because the key to uncovering your secret identity is hidden within that room, isn't it?
I mean, yeah, if we actually bothered to go through and look at them all, as dark and unpleasant that thought is.
Are you talking about unmasking the mastermind?
You see, the biolab contained an inconsistency. One so major it can't be overlooked.
And one you noticed fucking immediately, I should know.
I know numbers.
La la la, I can't hear you. La 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 la.
Such a child. Oh well, just ignore it.
Like my first run, I wasn't really counting because I wasn't thinking that theory. So when Makoto mentioned it, I was like, wait, what? Counts? Oh my god.
Hey, by the way, Makoto, what about that one thing?
What now?
What one thing?
What do you think? I'm talking about your family.
But you're bringing that up?
Don't tell me you forgot about that video message.
Chapter 1 motive.
No, I know. It's just funny how the dad in the middle there looks a lot like the back. Like, if you turn it around...
Yeah, generic Japanese male character design.
It's just... interesting.
Let me put it this way. In a later game that actually introduces her as a full-on character, his sister gets a slightly different design.
Your family still okay?
I mean, we have no way of knowing because our memories are gone.
Why are you bringing that up now?
Your mom, your dad, your little sister. What do you think has happened to your family?
This is frankly irrelevant information, I think.
Are they
And
really
fuck you.
safe, as you might have assumed?
Stop talking about that!
Calm down, Makoto. He wants you to get upset.
Thank you, Kyoko.
Thank you, voice of reason.
Ah. Shoot the bear.
Are you sure about this? Are you sure about this? That's impossible! What? What do you want?
Wow, he's got a lot here going. Good lord.
Are you sure about this? That's
Yeah, you just kind of had to eat that damage, unfortunately.
Are you sure about this? That's impossible! Are you sure about this? That's impossible!
Wow, he is aggressive.
Are you sure about this? That's
Oh, God.
impossible! I'm not listening!
Lights?
This should prove it.
Nice. Yeah, the fact they give you 2 Biolab ones does throw you for a loop a bit. Because, it should be stressed, if you don't find the evidence in time, he regains health.
About is the lights.
What are you talking about? What about the lights?
Like I said before, the biolab also acts as a morgue.
That's why I click L1 to make sure.
Yep.
There's...
And as part of that, a giant refrigerator was installed in there. That's where everyone who's died is stored.
and it was set up so that when a slot had a body in it, a blue light would turn on.
In other words, if the blue light is on, that means there's a body in that slot.
But I counted up the number of blue lights that were on, including the one Mukuro was in, and there were only 9.
Why does that matter? You gotta give me the bite-sized version.
Figures he didn't catch on.
And the lights that should be on is 10.
I got it! 10 of the lights should have been on. Any other number is incredibly suspicious.
Suspicious? Why? That's simple. Just recall who's died here so far, and it should become clear.
Still can't get over Monokuma with the pompadour.
Mm-hmm.
So 10 people in all?
That's right. Any other number should make you immediately suspicious. But according to the lights in the biolab, only 9 people were being stored there.
You're saying a dead body just up and disappeared?
I got it! The masterminds destroyed one of the bodies to get rid of evidence.
I mean, fair theory, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
But if they wanted to do that, they would have destroyed Mukuro's body, since they actually killed her. And yet, her body was left alone.
Then, whose body disappeared?
It may very well be that none of them disappeared.
But if that's true, then why doesn't the body count match?
Including Monokuma's executions, there have apparently been 10 deaths, but there were only 9 bodies. That's the point I'm trying to make.
I'm completely lost. How can the number of victims be less than the number of murders?
Well, the answer's surprisingly simple. Not quite.
Okay.
You're on the right track, though.
No. Same person's killed twice. Wait.
Yes.
I got it! What about if the same person was killed twice?
Huh? Killed twice?
Officially, 10 murders have been committed so far, but one of the victims may have been murdered, and then murdered again.
I have a certain clip I'm now going to put in. You know the clip. I know you know the clip. Just based on your laughter there.
Murdered and murdered again?
If that's the case, there could have been 10 killings, but still only 9 victims, right?
Technically, you're right, I guess. But still, something like that.
Could easily have happened. No, it is what happened.
Sounds like you're already convinced. Then can you tell us who was killed twice?
It was Mukuro, of course. Before she was killed as Mukuro Ikusaba, she was killed as someone else.
That's why the body had to be stored in the biolab until the moment we found it in the garden.
No, that's crazy talk. She was killed as someone else? Come on! Besides, who could that someone else even have been?
I'm so glad you asked!
All you have to do is look at those bodily injuries of hers, and that will become obvious.
Nothing's gonna become obvious. Because Kyoko's totally delusional.
About that. Make an argument. Oh god.
Who is this someone else that Mukuro was killed as? Was it Sayaka Maizono?
Of course he's covering it with white noise.
Hiroshima? Leon Kuwata? Chihiro Fujisaki? Mondo Owada?
Hey, free timer.
Ishimaru, Hifumi Yamada, Celestia Lu, whatever,
Ludenberg.
or maybe Sakura Ogami. No, no, no. There's no way anyone was murdered twice.
So
You know what to do.
it's either I grab murder.
You grab the name.
Okay, okay. Grab name, hit murder twice.
Reminder, you shoot what you're contradicting.
Someone else.
Or kind of. Well, these are volves a little fuzzing that, but you get the point.
Mizono, Junko Enoshima, Leon Kuo,
I'm so glad you remembered you can do that.
Hiro Fujisaki, Mando, Kiyotaki Fumi, Celestial, or maybe... No, no, no. There's no way anyone was murdered. No.
So, remember that theory you said?
It's the only one that makes sense.
You know, like, when you first said Junko could have been it, I was like, okay, got two shut up, got two shut up.
Injury pretty similar to Mukuro's?
What do you mean?
Also,
Well, remember what happened?
remember when you brought up the shoes?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was the clue that made me go, how did I miss that first playthrough?
She was impaled by a
And I
bunch
mean,
of spears.
Also, the fake nails.
That
were
too,
a
yeah.
little
Yeah,
suspect
well, yeah.
as
The
well.
fake nails were supposed to be the big clue, but and my kid's like, oh crap, I didn't notice the shoes before.
Mm-hmm.
And Mukuro died from a number of wounds across her body. When you compare that to the stab wounds
And
Junko
also, like,
suffered-
another thing is that the one piece of evidence, which I don't know if I can bring up right now, is, the one that was like, oh, I can, cool. Let me go find it. It's gonna be really stupid, but the fact that she has a big bust, and so did Junko,
Well, I mean, that can just be like a generic female silhouette
I know.
thing,
but also, like, the
plus she's
stab
not
was-
the only one with one.
I know.
And
It just reminded me.
similarities match? Yes, and those are the only fatal injuries that match up. That explains why those
Yeah, we've
two
had
bodies
a
are
stabbing,
actually one and the same.
Blunt force trauma up the ass.
Mm-hmm.
Other blunt force trauma of a different type. G-forces? I guess you could say. Like, how did they even store Mondo?
Mm-hmm.
Let's just see if I have this straight. Junko, or someone going by that name, was stabbed to death with multiple spears.
Gun gear!
Then her body was kept in the biolab for however long before being dragged out again. Only this time, it was presented as the corpse of one Mukuro Ikusaba.
It all matches up, right? Those wounds Junko suffered could easily be these same injuries.
It's really true? Mukuro and Junko are the same person? Wait, so then... what does it all mean?
It means that there haven't been 10 victims, but 9, which also means that among the people we thought were dead, one is still alive.
And that's the true identity of the mastermind?
Who is it? Who's behind all this?
We already know the answer to that. It's Mukuro.
No,
Still alive.
I don't think so.
She took Junko's body and made it look like she was the one who died. So Mukuro
Sound logic. One problem.
Mm-hmm.
Total silence? Then I must be right. I'm right, aren't I?
You know which piece of evidence to use, right?
The body
Think about it. That was a concern that both Byakuya and Kyoko had.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. So it's the profile.
Yeah. It is nice how they give you that option to just look.
It wasn't Mukuro.
Then she's still alive?
That's right. She made it look like Junko's. So the mastermind's true identity is Mukuro.
What do you say, Monokuma? Do you give up?
Sped up version of fucking Christ.
The body we found wasn't Mukuro.
It was.
Yeah. Can't really contradict the person who died part of the other sentence.
No. The body we found in the garden was Mukuro. That's one thing we can be sure of. The body's appearance and measurements are consistent with her records. Right, Kyoko?
She was 5 foot 6 inches tall and weighed 97
She was
pounds.
5'7", but
Her
that's...
vitals were 31, 21.
Yeah, I thought 5'7" for a second, but I think I was just misremembering.
Everything in her profile is consistent with that corpse.
And then there's the matter of the Fenrir tattoo. So there's no
Also that,
question
yeah.
it's her.
Well, if Mukuro's not the mastermind, then...
Process of elimination here, come on.
Maybe the real Junko, question mark? Because if Mukuro was Junko, then where's the actual Junko?
Here's my answer.
I think you just clicked Monokuma and it worked.
Junko is still alive. It's the only possibility.
Are you sure about that?
Huh?
What?
I admit, since Mukuro is undoubtedly dead, Junko does seem to be the only other explanation. But we saw her get impaled. She died right before our very eyes.
Yakio, we just established that wasn't her.
If Junko were still alive, the death we saw would had to have been some kind of charade.
We just established that was Mukuro.
But you yourself confirmed she was dead, did you not?
Well, we established that the current dead body we were discussing was Mukuro. Slightly different here, it's semantics.
She was dead. There's no question. Junko was dead.
So, the idea that she's still alive.
It must be wrong.
Then you're withdrawn.
I know you gave it your
This case hasn't been decided just yet.
Oh?
You haven't given up already, have you, Makoto?
No, of course not. There's no way I'd give up that easy.
That's all well and good, but how do you intend to solve the problem standing in your way? Junko absolutely died. Mukuro absolutely died.
Then both of them are dead, right? There can't be any kind of survivor story.
I think we need to look at this from the opposite direction.
Huh? The opposite direction?
Let's assume Junko is still alive. If so, how could she have survived?
And more Hangman. Yeah, they gave you work for this one.
Wait, what?
Oh. I know the word. No,
Oh, I think I get it. I had to think of the word.
Yeah, this one can take a bit to figure out fully.
Now I understand.
Not the word I was thinking of originally, but
Well, what word were you thinking they were going to use?
I don't know, like
That's it.
repaired or
What
like...
if she switched places with
I don't know.
someone else?
I wasn't really thinking of a word at all. Just like something that had I and E and like...
Switch places?
That's right. Before the spears could kill her, she got someone to take her place.
I think even before that, I think the entire Junko we met wasn't Junko.
Specifically, Mukuro Ikusaba.
Then that would make it Mukuro's corpse that showed up later.
Which is why the body's height and weight and everything match Mukuro's profile, right?
I don't know anything about this switching places thing, but That had to be Junko who got stabbed to death, right?
Yeah, you're saying they switched? When could they even have done that? Right when she was about to die? Like she used some kind of ninja replacement technique?
Funny term used since I've been watching Naruto.
There's just no way they could have switched like that. So maybe the whole idea is wrong.
No, switch at the beginning, guys. Come on.
The two of them may have switched places from the very beginning.
What? From the beginning?
Yes, from the moment we first met. If that's when they switched, then they wouldn't have had to switch at the moment of death, right? After all, the one we saw at that point would have already been Mukuro.
Hold on. So, you're saying the Junko we first met is actually Mukuro all along?
Of course.
Then we'd already met her?
I had like a normal conversation with her.
When we first met, none of us knew who anyone else was.
Yep.
So Mukuro could have simply told us her name was Junko,
And we would have believed her.
and we never would have known the difference. That would easily allow the two of them to switch places from the very beginning.
Yeah. The only two of us who knew anything about each other before Hope's Peak was Makoto and Sayaka.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, but Mukuro had a tattoo on the back of her hand, right? Junko never had any tattoo like that, did she?
Ultimate fashionista makeup.
Mm-hmm.
She could have hidden it with foundation or something like that. If she did, it likely melted away in the explosion, exposing the tattoo after the body was extinguished. Plus, there were the fake nails found on the hands of Mukuro's body.
Mm-hmm.
They were the same fake red nails she was wearing when we all met for the first time.
But if she really did use foundation,
Correct. Even if there was no tattoo on her hand, I couldn't say for certain it wasn't Mukuro. So I'm glad nobody noticed that glaring hole when we were trying to figure out who attacked Makoto. But too bad for you, Monokuma. You can't deny it anymore.
Wait, so this whole thing was a setup in the very beginning?
If that's true, it was quite an elaborate plan to be sure, making it look like Mukuro was Junko.
The reason such an elaborate plan was possible is because the two of them were working together.
So Mukuro, the ultimate despair, teamed up with someone like her. In other words, it would be fair to say that Junko herself was also the ultimate despair.
So, thoughts so far?
This is getting interesting. My only thought about Monokuma is that he's so silent because Junko has left the control panel and is on her way.
What's wrong? Lost the will to fight back?
I think he's just afraid.
I think,
Afraid?
oh, never mind.
What's that mean, afraid? Fear is only possible where hope is possible. I only have despair, so fear is an alien concept to me.
Then why haven't you been saying anything?
Because it's a bunch of nonsense. Junko's my secret identity? As if.
Then why did you try and protect Junko's real identity?
I tried to protect her identity? When did I do that?
First time was during our latest investigation, which was,
Okay, I think I remember this one. I remember what happened in the AV room.
this.
Yeah, remember, Monokuma cut the power.
I got it! while I was in the AV room, watching the DVD of our interviews with the headmaster. You made sure I couldn't finish watching the video. And the reason you did that is because you didn't want me to see the real Junko, did you?
Oh, yeah! If everyone was in that video, of course Junko would have had to show up.
And if Makoto saw the real Junko, it would have been totally obvious that the Junko we met was an imposter.
Again, more words that have been ruined.
That whole power outage thing was just a fluke.
Uh-huh. But what about the other thing? This is what the piece of evidence I've been waiting for you to notice the bit to.
What other piece of evidence I never read? Wait, what? Oh god.
Helps if you actually play the rhythm game.
Yeah.
What? What do you want? What? What do you want? Are you sure about this?
Damn, nice!
All riled up! That's impossible!
Give me bullets back.
What? What do you want? That's impossible!
Wait, what?
You need to... This is the other one. What was the other moment that it happened?
What? What do you want? Are you sure about this? You're getting all riled up! That's impossible! That's impossible!
This should prove it.
There was a certain commonality among all the photos.
The video wasn't the only thing you tried to cover up. You did the same thing with this group photo.
Uh-oh.
I noticed it just a little while ago, when we were all comparing the photos we'd gotten. In all the photos, there's a certain similarity, an unusual circumstance.
What's so unusual about them?
Junko's back is turned, probably.
I got it! Junko's
Only
face.
found her in the last two.
The one thing
The other two I
common in
didn't even
every
see it.
single photo is that you can't see her face.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember how long this one took me.
It's hard to believe
Like, to
her face
notice.
just happened to be hidden in every single picture, don't you think? And on top of that, in this photo, you can see that Mukuro is clearly visible. So in other words, at that point, the two of them hadn't switched yet. With all that in mind, there's no doubt that the girl whose face is hidden here is the real Junko. Which is why you had to have pictures that didn't show her face.
Oh, this was another little bit of foreshadowing they did with these photos. Oh my fucking god!
Because if we couldn't
I guess
see
I'll
her
just
face,
have to
then it would have
savor
clearly
that for
revealed.
later.
Yeah, well, I'll say it in a bit.
That the Junko in the pictures wasn't the Junko that we knew.
Xanadu!
Not the world from Final Fantasy X.
I believe everything Makoto said is true. Junko and Mukuro switched places before we met either of them.
So she killed Mukuro, who had taken her place, making it look like she'd died. And the real Junko is still alive.
And she's the one behind this whole murderous situation. This killing game. She's the true mastermind and the ultimate despair.
Xanadu times 2!
With this, the identity and the crimes of the mastermind have been exposed.
No, wait, hold on!
Don't bother trying to deny it. There's no more room for debate. You don't have anywhere left to run. I'll prove everything. Right now.
This seems premature, Makoto. Not gonna lie.
So, yeah, just saying, they are, it is Junko, obviously, at this point. There's no way they built all this up just to have it be some no, you're wrong the whole time type deal. Did you see her tie in that one classroom photo?
No.
It was black and white.
Oh. Well, shit.
Yeah, I didn't even catch that until the last viewing of the photo.
Wait, what?
Go through the,
The identity of the main hall. I believe this. Question mark. Nico's body. Leave this.
that was obvious. What they attacked Makoto with? I wonder.
Who was it stop them? It was either this or this, but I want to say this.
And then...
Which would have been, I think, this.
I'm gonna, maybe check more of them. Yeah, it
Remove the mask after they took it off.
well, it's easy.
Well, this is the only one with a mask in it.
Yeah, again, that one's easy.
It's the condition of dead body when first found in the garden. Like that. And then because it got blown up, which I think would be this.
Alright.
The killer is you. We met the ultimate fashionista, Junko and Oshima, right after we all arrived here. But that wasn't the real Junko. The girl we saw before us was actually the 16th student who had taken Junko's place. And that girl's name was Mukuro Ikusawa.
Oh yeah, another fun bit of foreshadowing they did. Remember the excuse Junko gives when you first ask her about why she looks different than in the magazines? No, Photoshop and shit.
Junko and Oshima.
Clever, reasonable, but also really clever foreshadowing.
Her body was kept in a biolab, which had been converted into a morgue until Junko decided to put her body to use. Junko dragged the body out of the biolab, using the tarp to carry her to the garden. She fabricated the murder to try and frame Kyoko, who proven to be one big thorn in her side. Meanwhile, she wanted us all to think Mukuro was still alive and hiding somewhere inside the school.
Okay, it was the other one. That was the one we just used.
Which means it's this. Which means maybe this is them fleeing.
Maybe. Let's see.
The killer is you.
Sure, once we see the full shot, it'll make sense.
Meanwhile, put on a mask, and then attacked me. After making sure I'd gotten a good look at the mask, she left the room. Then she put the same mask on Mukuro's body. This was all to make us think the person who attacked me and the corpse were one and the same. She wanted us to believe the murder had only recently taken place. Finally, by strapping a bomb to the body, she was able to destroy any remaining evidence. She needed to hide the body's true identity. She had to make sure we didn't find out it was actually the same person we'd met in the beginning. This is the truth behind Mukuro's murder, and the one who carried it all out is the true mastermind. The one controlling Monokuma. The real Junko Enoshima.
So, what are your current thoughts?
Where's this gonna go from
Story
here?
behind this incident.
Fair thought!
What do you
Fair
have to say to
thought!
that?
What? Are you broken again?
You can't get out of this, so don't even try.
Come on! It's time you finally revealed yourself!
It's not like you're an endangered species or something. How long do you plan to keep hiding?
Give it up, Junko. The game's over.
Over? Did you really think the story would end once we reached the climax of the case? Wrong! There's still plenty more to go!
And she's finally here.
We have been waiting so very long for peasants like you to appear.
I just noticed the crown.
If you swear your fealty to us, we will reward you with half of the entire world. We've even drawn up the deed already. We will grant you honor, status, and some of our home cooking. Have you made your choice? Will you serve under us?
Oh, did you think I was being serious? Sorry, I was just messing with you. It's been so long since I've had an audience. Even I'm not sure what kind of role I'm supposed to play.
Yeah, say hello to Junko Enoshima.
Makoto's just like, what the fuck?
Now, I am so glad that when I asked you, you said you know basically nothing about this series because you know how Xenoblade fans are really good about keeping spoilers on lock?
Mm-hmm.
Not so much with this fandom.
Mm.
Guess which character gets most of the fan art?
Junko.
Yep!
Anyway, looks like I've finally been set free.
And cosplay at cons,
Mm-hmm.
and all sorts of things.
All the time, day after day. It was like I was stuck in purgatory. Or like a slow suicide. I get bored so easy, you know?
Like, also, within this series, Junko did it, is basically this series is Luke, I am your father.
Mm.
So, I'm so glad you did not know this.
Mm-hmm.
Huh? What about my face?
It's not the same, but it sounds a little bit like Blake from Ruby.
What's wrong with my beautiful
Yeah, no, I'm
face?
pretty sure this isn't Aaron.
People have told me I'm cuter than 100 chihuahuas combined.
I feel like this isn't the first time I've seen you.
I got it! That's right. It was before I ever came to this school. I remember seeing a magazine cover. And you were on it.
Wow, you have a pretty good memory. I guess that's why you've made it this far, huh?
So I was right. Then what you told me in the main hall when this all began.
Well, that wasn't her, so...
She has 2 English voices. I need to check that, like, tag thing there. Hold on.
Sometimes a little lie is necessary to keep things moving along. Wouldn't you agree?
That explains why she didn't quite seem the same. Because she was a different person all along.
I'm me. And Mukuro is Mukuro. She tried her best. But there's just no way she could have passed as the ultimate fashionista.
I mean, the way she's posed, she should be the ultimate JoJo poser.
Okay, so, she has 2 voice actors depending on the personality in the dub.
2 people who never become
One is Amanda Celine Miller, and the other is Aaron Fitzgerald.
Not even if they're twins.
Twins!
I know, it's such a cliche, right? I'm almost embarrassed to admit it. So basically, Mukuro and I had your stereotypical twin relationship. The older sister taught them.
Oh, they're also the same VAs who voiced Toko and Genocide Jack, funny enough.
Smart and cute. That was.
Me! Junko fucking Enoshima!
Nice.
And together, we were the Despair Sisters, aka the Ultimate Despair!
So, yeah.
Whoa! She's a totally different person now.
Like I said, I get bored easy as hell. I even get
So, yeah,
fucking bored
Junko
with
and
myself.
Mukuro are siblings.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're twins, why do you have different last names? Oh, that again? You have any idea how many times people ask me that shit? Maybe it's new to your dumb ass, but it bores me to tears. Answering the same questions over and over? Just make up whatever answer you want. I don't give a shit. The truth's fucking lame anyway.
But if she was your twin, that means you killed your own sister?
And for reasons deeper and darker than the ocean. Ha! As if!
Well, I suppose I'd better explain. For my plan to work, someone had to be able to control the killing game from behind the scenes. The so-called mastermind had to operate Monokuma, keep an eye on everyone, things like that. But after looking at the situation, I determined it would be impossible for Mukuro to perform such duties. Because naturally, she turned out to be the letdown of the family, leaving me behind to run off and join some band of mercenaries. Such a disappointment. So, I decided to play the role of director and have her join the rest of you in your school life. I could have let her work alongside me, but she would have been useless to me that way. Besides, 15 students seemed like a solid number to start with. Of course, the fact that she was the ultimate soldier posed something of a problem. She had what I call the 3 atrocities. Atrociously rank, atrociously filthy, atrociously repulsive. It was atrociously clear just how out of touch she was with the rest of society. Meanwhile, my ultimate fashionista status has an undeniable appeal that I didn't want to go to waste.
And that's why you switched identities?
Sadly, her inability to match my personality was even greater than I'd calculated. It was a lost cause. She was nothing more than a bit player, an extra, unworthy of lines. Being the utter disappointment that she was, anyone would have expected her to get killed off right away, which is precisely why I killed her. To meet everyone's expectations.
That can't be your only reason, can it?
Well, no, of course not. I also did it to avoid becoming bored.
I've never been a stickler for following a plan to the letter, you know?
Yeah, I sometimes forget just how many personalities she had in the first game.
If I planned
Well,
everything
personalities
out
in
and
quotes, because this is just her acting.
that'd be so boring. So, I changed things just a bit and decided to use Mukuro to make a little point.
In other words, Mukuro's death was a one-sided, premeditated act of betrayal, just as I suspected. When Mukuro was killed, she must have been as surprised
Yeah,
as anyone.
do you recall what her last words were?
No, I just remember the look on her face being like, Wait, what?
Yeah, her last words were basically along the lines of, "This wasn't supposed to happen." Although I don't think she finished the sentence. Yep, there we go.
So, you figured it out? Well, you're right. There's no way Mukuro could have pulled off such a convincing performance.
Because she isn't able to successfully emulate a Powerpuff Girl.
But she did teach you all a very valuable lesson, don't you think?
How can you talk like that? You sacrificed your own sister. How does that not even bother you?
What? I sacrificed her? That's what's got you so hot under the collar? Jeez, misunderstandings sure are scary. We were the ultimate despair, you know? So we never had any kind of hope or expectations. Nope. I felt despair as long as I can remember. Like I never should have been born at all. When I was born, I cried tears of total despair. So that's why for us, it's not a big deal whether we die or kill. We're just those kinds of people. We can do anything. We've always been filled with despair. So when we do something, we go all the way and live without regret.
So you just murdered your own sister and didn't think anything of it?
That's not true at all. We were twins. How could I not be sad? That's why it gets me so excited. Killing my precious sister with my own two hands. That act is filled with so much despair. You can't help but put a super in front of it.
Yeah. So what if I told you by the way, everything that led up to the reveal of Junko, that was build-up.
Super despair. No, more than
Oh, jeez.
super despair. It just feels so good.
What the hell is wrong with you?
The answer is yes. The answer is just yes, hero.
And my sister too. In that moment of death, I think she must have felt that despair. After all, to be murdered by your own sister, and only as an example to someone else, she must have died feeling such excruciating hopelessness. I'm so jealous of her. Super jealous.
I knew you couldn't be just some ordinary person. You're some kind of abnormality.
Turning your own despair into some kind of fetish. Abnormality doesn't even begin to describe it.
Like, Genocide Jill is crazy for sure, but this is a whole nother level of nuts!
You're saying I don't compare to some lowly beast that can only kill the weak, right? So I'm hopelessly attractive, hopelessly brilliant, hopelessly athletic. I'm the hopelessly perfect ultimate human.
No, I don't think there's anything perfect about anything you just said.
Yeah, Master's way more perfect.
Oh my god.
On top of
Tucka,
everything else,
please.
He's got that noble blood.
Don't you mean had that noble blood?
What did you just say? What do you mean by that?
You still haven't figured that part out yet? Man!
Oh, you know it now? Yeah, I can hear the Aaron in this one.
Oh. You haven't even solved all the mysteries, and yet here you are, yapping away!
Are you talking about our memories?
You've already solved this mystery, right? I'm the killer! So how about the next one? Maybe you should solve the riddle of your missing memories. Then you can start...
Yeah, here's where things start getting real interesting.
Damn straight! That's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to solve all these mysteries, and then we'll have our victory!
Whatever that means.
I can't wait!
Alright, then let's just get straight to the point. What memories did you steal from us?
When the group pictures were taken, and those interviews, it must mean... I got it! It must have something to do with our entrancing exams.
I doubt that.
No fair! At least give us a hint!
Your brains are like sponges, all drippy and leaky. I already gave you a hint before. All the the memories you lost share something in common with a few other things. Do you recall?
Yeah, this this is gonna be fun.
I mean, the only thing he's really given us are the motives.
I got it! You're talking about the motives you provided to try and get us to kill each other, right?
So you do remember after all. Well, I would hope you wouldn't forget something so important.
By the way, one fun detail about Junko's design compared to fake Junko, the hair clips. Okay, so you didn't notice those.
Yeah, the black and white there.
Stupid of me to even
compared to the, Mukuro, who was
apologize from
cats.
the bottom of my heart for my bad manners. So then, let me ask you another question. Did you notice that each motive I presented you had a specific theme to it?
Theme?
Yep, you got it. So that's my question to you all. When Sayaka was murdered, what was the theme of the motive I presented?
Those DVDs. Family. Human connection.
I got it! The driving force behind the motive you presented us with at that point was human connections.
Ding, ding, ding. You got it. Remember those DVDs I gave you guys? Each video showed the total destruction of your most important relationships. For example, your family. For example, your friends. I ruined all those relationships and showed you the results. It was to motivate your desire to escape and kickstart your urge to kill. But still, what a cruel thing to do.
You're the one that did it!
Yes, well, I'm perfectly happy to accept your disapproval.
She sounds so bored.
Okay, time for the next question.
And we're back to the Powerpuff Girl.
So, what was the theme for the second motive?
Envelopes. Oh, secrets. The past.
I got it! It was our past, right?
Yay! Makoto got it right again! That time, the theme was...
I feel like she's just kind of dialoguing with me, and sometimes Kyoko and Byakuya and the others are just there.
To be fair, that's most of the trials.
Experiencing it.
That's most of the trials.
Embarrassing memories and secrets! Yeah! And the whole reason Mondo did what he did was to protect his secret.
So, how long do you plan on dragging this out?
Relax, relax. Okay, on to the next question. So, what was the motive for the third murder?
I mean, that one was a very simple one.
Greed.
I got it! It was money, wasn't it? Greed.
Because the third one was the giant
Seek and
stack of
destroy.
cash.
Hell yeah, you got it again! Goddamn straight it was money! Celeste killed Hifumi and Taka for a little personal gain. Her greed led to all kinds of death and destruction.
What's the point of all this? Why are you making us go through this case by case?
Don't worry, sweet cheeks. Just one more to go. Now, can you tell me the motive behind crazy-ass Sakura's crazy-ass death?
Atonement, question mark?
I forget which one it is.
I mean, technically it's blackmail, but I want to say it's betrayal, because it's her betraying Junko. But also, it's kind of... Damn it, all three of these work. I'm just gonna click betrayal, since I have a fuck ton of hearts.
I got it!
No, there we go.
In her case, it was betrayal.
They sound cues.
Precisely. You see, once I revealed Sakura's betrayal, that led to everything that came afterwards. Anyway, it looks like you answered all of my questions correctly. How painfully delightful.
But what's the point? What meaning is there in asking those questions now?
Relationships? Secrets? Money? Betrayal? These are all pretty standard motives, right? The most normal of normal. Totally middle of the road.
But of course, those aren't the only motives that exist in this world. In fact, there are as many reasons to kill as there are people on Earth. They compel humans to kill each other, bringing despair to the world. This is what we refer to as the seed of despair.
The seed of darkness.
Seed of despair?
Just as water, air, and food promote growth in living things, the seed of despair also needs nourishment. And that nourishment is hope. Despair can grow
I
only
legit
in the
forgot how
presence
long
of
this
hope.
part goes for.
Mm-hmm.
Two sides of the same coin, divided by a razor-thin line. Such is hope and despair.
How much longer is this stupid speech of yours? Weren't we discussing our missing memories? Why are you trying to change the subject?
If you would listen, you would see I'm not changing the subject. We are discussing your memories. What I'm trying to say is, the seed of despair is closely tied to your own memories.
How so?
You see, by taking away your memories, I gave you hope. Of course, that hope merely existed to be consumed by despair.
How could taking away someone's memories give them hope?
Well, I mean, if you've hit rock bottom and everything's shit, take away that and you live in blissful ignorance.
And plus, you haven't given us any hope anyway.
Is that so? All you've been able to think about during your time here is how to escape, right? The mere fact that that's what you want proves I gave you hope.
What are you talking about?
If none of you wanted to escape this school, the killings never would have taken place. That is why we took your memories, so that you would have the desire to leave.
The only reason we want to leave is because you took our memories. Is that what you're saying?
Correctamundo!
Which means if we did have our memories, then we wouldn't want to leave. Do I understand that right?
What? Why the hell would having our memories make us not want to leave?
A very good question.
A most troubling thought, isn't it? But it's not enough. I want more distress, more despair. I put so much effort into creating hope in order to feed your despair and make it grow. So, just like Crazy Eddie slashing his prices and passing the saving gospel,
Jesus Christ.
let me give you a hint.
Did not expect that reference.
Really?
Then hurry up and tell us.
Okie dokie. Like they say, seeing is believing. I'd like for you to see the outside world.
Here we go.
Oh god.
You mean the world beyond the school walls?
So something really did happen out there.
Now are you interested in what I have to say? You wanna see what's out there? I wanna see too. See your faces sink into despair. Now then, open sesame! Behold, the world beyond the school walls! This is the outside world you've all been so anxious to claw your way back into.
Well then.
Here we go. You probably have thoughts going through your head right now.
I mean, the bears and the monuments, I'm just like, okay, whatever. The riots in the streets, that's not great. That is just like a kaiju Monokuma or a mech.
We'll get there, we'll get there.
Bakoda's just like, what am I watching?
Dangerous. The world has grown so very dangerous. That's what this means.
What are you talking about? None of this makes any sense!
What am I looking at?
This is a scene from a movie or something, right?
What you just saw, all of you should recognize it. That world is locked away within the memories that were taken from you. If you can't remember,
So
Is that
just
the
do
tragedy?
your best to
Or is
try
no,
and
the tragedy was connected to the school, never mind.
Better kick your brain in the ass, cause it's up to that gray lump whether you live or die. I don't remember ain't a fucking excuse no more, cause now it's time for the final class trial.
Okay. Ooh, okay.
So, do you remember that little bit that Jack gave us?
Not at all, but individual memories are separate, which makes me think.
Bitches, remember or die. What the fuck happened outside?
You want us to remember or whatever, but when it comes to that crazy, confusing video you showed us, I don't understand a damn thing!
What's the meaning of the footage we saw? Is this another one of your practical jokes?
I mean, you're telling us to remember, but what am I supposed to be remembering?
Nobody can remember anything. This is the end for all of us.
I think that's what I have to hit with Genocide Jack's memory. That's my guess.
I don't even know if there was like maybe one or two other things, I guess, but
There's still a chance that she hasn't forgotten.
alright.
Because, like, what I'm trying to think is, who am I refuting here?
When it comes to that crazy,
And I'm like,
confusing
am I
video
refuting
you showed,
him?
I
No.
don't understand a damn.
What's the meaning of
Am
the
I refuting
footage we
him?
saw? Is this
No.
another one of your practical jokes?
I mean, you're telling us to remember, but what am I supposed to be remembering?
Nobody can remember anything.
Nice shot with that white noise. I'm pretty sure that was two at once.
Actually, she might remember.
Who might remember?
The other token. Genocide Jack.
What?
The two of them share certain kinds of knowledge. But their memories aren't linked, right?
I see. If their memories are separate, then even if one personality's forgotten, there's a chance the other may still have those memories.
What do you say, Toko?
Are you telling me to swap places with her? No, absolutely not. That'd be like forfeiting my entire identity.
Toko, you're the only one we can rely on.
Yep, saw that coming.
It's me, your friendly neighborhood serial killer. Boy, she just gave in like it was nothing.
I'm going to ask you a question, and I want to have it answered immediately. Do you know anything about this video?
Huh? What video?
the video that's playing right now.
Who the hell are you?
Oh, I'm the mastermind.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
That's enough! Just look at the stupid screen!
Aye, aye, Roger, you got it, Captain.
Well, does it look familiar?
I don't have all the details, but of course it does!
Then you remember all the stuff it's showing?
Of course I do!
So you didn't lose your memory after all.
Then why didn't you say something earlier? I only answer questions when someone bothers to ask me. I'm the quiet type, you know? Oh my god, she's the worst liar in the world.
More importantly, if you really do remember, what is it?
Huh? What's the matter, mister? Do you really not remember the tragedy?
Again, I thought the tragedy was specific.
We'll get there.
But yeah.
Tragedy?
Oh no! You seriously forgot? Maybe I can help you remember. With a kiss.
Cease, please.
Just answer the question. What happened out there?
Well, I can't really say if it happened or if it's still happening.
Uh-oh.
But it was the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history.
Unhelpful. Thank you.
Why is that phrase coming up now?
Because it's all because of that event. What is?
serious? I'm talking about the way the world is now.
Is now?
The world's been destroyed, get it?
Destroyed?
Explain yourself. Tell us everything you know.
Copy that, darling. Okay, so this big, awful, tragic event, they started just calling it the tragedy, happened about a year ago. It was so big and so bad that even this murderous fiend went pale at the sight of it. I guess you could say what happened was man-made. But it was more on the level of a worldwide natural disaster. Either way, there's no doubt that it was the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history.
Thank you for telling me everything and nothing at the same time.
Yeah.
Basically no time flat. The world turned out the way it did, and that's that.
That's all there is to it? Come on! There wasn't a single concrete description in there!
Well, it just so happens I don't know any of the specifics. Miss Morose saw it play out in real time, so why don't you ask her?
We already did, and she didn't know anything. That's why we're asking you.
I couldn't live up to Master's expectations! To die! To die! This is the true tragedy!
Okay, that's enough of your little lover's quarrel. Whatever happened, it doesn't matter at this exact point in time, right? The end justifies the means. Everything serves the outcome.
For the record, we will get to full-on details as we go through the series.
Okay.
The world has ended. That's the important thing.
How can the world just end? It's the world!
Calm down.
Poor hero.
It's okay. There's no need to panic. Every living person will be dead in 100 years anyway. So the world ending isn't that big a deal.
Oh, come on. Now you're just being ridiculous.
Well, as long as we're being ridiculous. I have another ridiculous story to tell you. It's the story of the Tagami Corporation, which has given Byakuya's life all its meaning.
What? What did you say?
I'm glad to see you took the bait. You bit into it like a middle-aged secretary at an all-you-can-eat cake buffet.
Hey! So, what do you think happened to the Togami family?
I wonder.
Correct! Well done, peasant!
But I didn't say anything.
I just got so fucking bored waiting, I couldn't help it! Even if you're wrong, eventually you'll figure it out, right? Till then, you're just going in circles.
So, no matter what you pick, you get the right answer. Pretty innovative, don't you think?
But do you think it might be a disease? Getting bored so easy, I mean. Do you think I might be sick?
Anyway, like I was saying, Byakuya's entire lineage has been totally annihilated.
What? What the hell are you talking about?
I can confirm that his entire family has died. Even the distant relatives. The Tagami name has perished.
Well,
Stop with these idiotic jokes.
Stop! And said with such authority. A peasant would dare challenge
so
us?
what is going through your head right now?
Blind punishment?
Nothing. I'm just head empty, pressing X, watching the spectacle in awe as my brain melts out my ears. It's like, this is happening.
You must
Yeah.
learn your place, peasant. You are no longer the ultimate affluent progeny.
They couldn't possibly be gone. The Togami family is destined to guide the world.
Hell, there is no world anymore, remember? It got fucked a full year ago.
But hold on. That doesn't make any sense.
Huh? I don't make sense.
There's no way that happened a year ago. I mean, we only came to this school a few weeks ago.
Time is relative.
If some kind of world-ending event happened a year ago, then how do you explain the totally normal world we were living in up till then?
Have you considered the possibility that you're mistaken about that?
Mistaken?
Well, if I'm understanding you right, it sounds like you think the tragedy happened a year before you arrived here.
Well, yeah. I mean, like he said, we just got here a few weeks ago.
But I mean, also, we have established that we all have some pretty major amnesia.
A few weeks ago? Ooh, I get it. You're saying that what happened 2 years ago actually happened more recently, right?
Huh? 2 2 years ago.
What the hell is this chick trying to say?
Oh, I love that
Understand
delivery.
why you'd have trouble accepting it, but in the end, you can't deny the truth. And the truth is, everything is cause and effect. Deny that, and you may as well give yourself up to God.
So, you must surely understand all the hints I've given you so far, right? What are the memories I took from you?
Come now, answer us. Answer with all your heart and soul.
I just don't know what's going on anymore.
Our life at Hope's Peak.
I got it! If we accept that what you say is true, then we've all lost our memories of the last 2 years after coming to this school.
Nope. No. No. I mean, no matter what anyone says,
Another correct answer. Well done, peasant.
Seriously? This routine again?
We've lost 2 years worth of memories?
That's right. You've already spent 2 full years here at Hope's Peak Academy, and that entire period of time is precisely what you've forgotten.
I don't remember the last 2 years of my life. That's not possible.
Yeah, that would be real fucked up if it actually happened to you.
Mm-hmm.
But you think some of them would have noticed like a growth spurt or something.
Mm-hmm. Wait, what? What are we doing now? Oh, God.
The Notebook was Heroes.
Mm-hmm.
I could never lose something like that.
We've been living here for 2 years? Hell no! That's impossible! I mean, I haven't gone to any awesome school events or anything! Heck, I've never even gone to a single class!
This is all just surreal.
Plus, if 2 years have passed, how freaking old am I?
Good question considering you.
Everyone's so
Locker Notebook, I believe.
Yeah, because Pocketbook was Kyoko's.
Mm-hmm.
2 years worth of memories. I could never lose something like that.
We've been living here for 2 years? Hell no! That's impossible!
Yeah, not the twist you were expecting, huh?
School events or anything. Heck, I've never even gone to a single class.
I cannot wait for your reaction to later final trials.
Hero, there's something I'd like you to take a look at. This notebook right here.
Huh? Hey, why is my name written on it?
I found it in the locker room on the 2nd floor. If you don't mind, could you take a look inside?
Sure, whatever you want. But I've never seen this notebook before in my life.
You say that.
Wuzza, is something wrong?
It's kinda similar. No, even more than that. This is absolutely my handwriting, without a doubt! But how is this? I don't remember ever writing in this thing! No way!
It looks like you actually did attend class here at Hope's Peak. But somehow, you forgot all about it.
Lies! It's all one big lie!
I don't want to believe it either. But there's also no explanation for this pocketbook.
Of course she'd already gone into acceptance mode.
And whose pocketbook is that?
It's mine. And the handwriting inside is also mine. There's no doubt about it. But just like Hero, I have no memory of ever writing in it.
And the reason for that is the 2 years of missing memories?
After seeing all the evidence, do you have any choice but to acknowledge the truth?
Isn't it just so desperately dark? The mystery solved, but it's like a goddamn funeral in here!
Yeah, this case interesting.
Shit, man! I've never been to a funeral! Hell yes!
Makoto has no response to that.
2 years of school life.
How many moments of blossoming youth have you missed out on? How many fun classes? How many school events? This was your chance to build lasting friendships, right? And on top of that, something tragically sad happened 1 year ago. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. Right before everyone's eyes, the world came crashing down. You absorbed all that despair, but then you forgot it all. And once you'd forgotten, you made the choice to subject yourselves to this killing game. Oh, and there's one other thing. To be even more precise, the memories you all lost were...
Actually, never mind. I'm bored. Explaining stuff is boring.
What?
We are bored of this world. Everyone always talks big, declaring all the great things they'll do. But then they always fizzle out. This world is just so desperately fucking boring!
What are you talking about?
In a way, I'm jealous of all of you. To give yourself over so completely to such stimulating despair.
Yeah, so figure out the rest for yourselves! I'm sick of expositioning all this shit!
Figure out what?
Figure out where your memories come apart. That's at the heart of all of this.
I got it! The moment I lost my memory, I can't think of any time other than that day. When I first came to the gates of this school and stepped foot in the main hall, when I passed out, I was overcome with a strange sensation.
Wow, you still have enough spirit to keep on talking, huh? So I don't know much about the details, but it seems like everyone remembers passing out, right? And your sense of time got all messed up because of the memory loss after that? I guess it must have been something like that.
After I passed out, I woke up in a classroom with my head on a desk. I assumed not much time had passed since I'd collapsed in the main hall.
But instead, 2 whole years had gone by.
The reason
Yeah.
it was so short was because our memories of the time in between had been completely removed.
You got it, honey! 2 years of memories? Poof! Gone! Which means, of course...
When everyone met for the first time, it wasn't actually for the first time. Unaware of this fact, you took the time to introduce yourselves to each other,
But by that point, we'd already spent 2 years together at the school. That's what those photos reveal, isn't it?
Yep, that's what they reveal. You were all such close friends. You spent 2 years together, and then you started killing each other.
Yeah, it's a lot.
And it was all so you could escape into a world that's already been annihilated. What a terribly tragic tale. Even if you left now, there's nothing you could do to fix it.
You're the one who set things up to be like this!
I love you all so much.
What?
Once your school life here began, I thought about you constantly. It's only natural that I would fall in love.
So, since I love you guys so much, I'll tell you all about it. All about the idea we came up with as the ultimate despair. Our plan to bring despair to all mankind. Let's go back in time 2 years, okay? Back to when everyone first came to this school. School life during that first year overflowed with hope and happiness. Oh boy, it was just the worst. Everyone was
Yeah,
enjoying
you couldn't tell. Juko's she's something.
having the time of your lives.
but that couldn't last forever, of course. The peacefulness only made it through that first year.
Because after that, an event unfolded that hammered a soul-crushing despair into all of humanity. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. The tragedy. All too soon, the world's days of peace came to a bloody end. And as you can imagine, the school was no exception. The tragedy even made its way here, leading to the extermination of most of the students.
What are you?
What do you mean?
The most tragic event in human history. And the ultimate despair that caused it. I can't believe it's all because of just you and Mukuro. Was it some kind of organization? An angry mob? An incredibly motivated family?
You have a point. If I had to describe it, I'd say it was none of those. How can I put it? It was more of an ideological thing. Despair is contagious, you know. It's almost like a natural phenomenon.
Thinking about things I can't say because spoilers for games.
Which games?
Endwalker.
Oh. Oh boy. Well, that'll be fun for whenever I get there.
If you know, you know.
I don't! I'm still right before Heavensward.
And now the entire world has fallen into despair.
In other words, if you see despair as the enemy, then your enemy is the world itself.
I just don't understand why.
We didn't ask you to try to understand. This was a tangent anyway, unrelated to the matter at hand.
Okay, so let's get back to the story. Hope's Peak had taken so much damage. You guys were the only survivors. The members of the 78th class of Hope's Peak Academy were the only ones left.
Monka S.
And then, something super neat happened! Now pay attention, because this is important, and I'm only gonna say it once!
Oh god.
So guess what? To protect everyone who had survived, Hope's Peak was transformed into a shelter!
Okay.
That's right! It was transformed into a shelter!
You just repeated it.
I said it twice!
Now, someone was responsible for that transformation, for creating what would eventually become your prison. Do any of you know who that might have been?
I'm pretty sure it's this.
I got it! Could only have been the headmaster of Hope Peak Academy.
As much as you don't like that, Kyoko.
He wanted to turn the school into a shelter to try and protect us. To protect us from the despair and tragedy taking place outside. That's why he asked us to make that promise. To say that we were willing to live in this school forever.
We believe he had something like that in mind, yes. If you, the collective hope of a new generation, could survive, maybe the world could have a fresh start.
Yeah, the headmaster put that much faith in you.
And because we had that same hope, that's why we all agreed to live here forever.
But creating the shelter was also his single biggest mistake.
Good kitty cat.
It's laughable, really. He was the headmaster, but he had no idea.
Yeah, Puffball.
He had no idea that we, the ultimate despair, had already made our way into the school. So what was supposed to be a shelter to keep you safe became a cage that made it impossible for you to escape despair. I have to say, it really helped me out a lot. It saved me a ton of time.
By the way, it was you yourselves who blocked off the windows, the doors, all the exits.
Yeah, I can imagine Sakura putting those up.
Under the headmaster's direction, you all went about your work like obedient little sheep.
You mean we trapped ourselves in here?
and then you forgot all about it and started bitching about how you were trapped in here.
Once you'd finished building your little shelter, it was time for me and Mukuro to get to work. And thus began the killing game.
Yeah, quite the setup, huh?
Uh-huh.
Me and Mukuro have come here, spending the last 2 years waiting for that moment.
That moment where you all began killing each other served as the climax of our global despair plan.
And the only reason you survived the tragedy was so that you could be a part of it.
You let us live, so we could go around killing each other? Is that what you're saying?
Why? Why would you do that?
Because this was so much more than a simple high school death match. Rather, it was a method to hunt down and destroy every last remaining speck of hope in the world.
What are you saying?
Well, it would seem that there's a little bit left out there. A few souls unwilling to give up hope. So I thought I should show them, which is why I...
Well, why don't you tell me?
Oh, okay. Thanks, man. Yeah.
Alright.
Oh,
They made that one easy.
I mean, they gave us 4 letters.
Now I understand.
Cat is being pokey.
Mm-hmm. Complete.
You're talking about you hijacking the airwaves, aren't you?
Uh-huh. That's exactly what I'm talking
Oh
about.
my god, Cat.
To show the world the murders taking place at this school, which was meant to be a symbol of hope.
That was the whole point of the ultimate despair. When I said climax, that was what I was talking about. The world watched as you fell into despair and began to kill each other one after another. Despair is as contagious as any disease. Any hope left turns to despair.
Isn't the power of television just amazing? By the way, since we started broadcasting, a whole bunch of people have tried to come and rescue you.
Remind me, when was this game first released?
Well, it was originally a PSP game, so...
It's just... I find it funny, because I feel like if they were gonna try to tie this presence into, like, the modern day, it would be more of a live stream situation, or, like, YouTube feed, rather than, actual TV feed. Just
Let me
because-
double check when the game first released.
Just because of how big the internet is. That's all.
Are you serious?
It was released for the PSP back in 2010.
And I believe YouTube first came online in like 2006 or something, so then... Yeah, TV would have been bigger back then.
But utilizing the heavy weaponry I installed around the school grounds, I had no problem expelling them.
Jesus.
Expelled them?
I have to thank you all. They were a relentless bunch, refusing to give up on hope and trying to force their beliefs on the world. But in the end, I was able to give them the final despair. Death.
So you just used us? To bring despair to everyone in the outside world?
Well, sure, but I also gave you a second chance at life, right? So it's like, give and take.
Give and take? You're so full of shit!
And there's a reason I chose you guys to survive when all the other students were dropping like flies. I mean, we built up 2 years of memories together. You were all my treasured classmates.
Sorry, that's a lie. I just figured you'd despair even more when you found out a friend had betrayed you.
I mean, I'm kind of not, because all of the memories of us being friends you took. So you're literally just a person who showed up.
And that's the truth, which is what you wanted, right?
I forget how close we are at this
Feel
point.
utterly lost and hopeless? You solved the mystery, but despair at the truth, right?
Don't tell me. Did you seriously count on the possibility that we would solve your mystery?
And if we did, then what? Our final desire for creating this world of despair was so we could experience one last class trial. If you were bold enough to solve the mystery, only to discover that the truth was utterly hopeless, how would you react? What would you do?
See? Discovering the truth doesn't necessarily lead to a sense of hope.
Truth can be full of despair, too. Like right fucking now.
Not to mention, all those motives I talked about were totally meaningless. I mean, with the world having ended and all.
Meaningless?
When we've been murdering each other for nothing?
Yeah, pretty much.
Think about it.
Oh, we're actually
You
getting
chose to
there.
lock yourselves up here, then started murdering each other to get out.
We weren't just random strangers.
We are
either.
actually almost
We
done.
were classmates. We'd spent 2 years together.
And Togami is still like, what the fuck happened to my family?
No, even I can't laugh at that.
We get it. We get it, okay? You're totally awesome, right? We get it already. So help us. I'll do anything. Just help me.
Hero,
A
please.
peasant begging for his life? Oh, how delightful! We've never witnessed such a travesty firsthand.
But I'm sorry to say, begging doesn't work on me. All I want is despair, and there's no reason for it. And since there's no reason, there's no argument against it. There's just no understanding it. No argument, no understanding. What better definition of ultimate despair could there be?
Wait, hold on. You've just been going on about whatever you feel like, but there's no real reason for us to believe anything you have to say.
Huh?
You say the world's fallen apart, but I haven't seen it for myself, so I don't acknowledge it. I don't accept it as the truth.
Makoto has
Until
hope.
you see it with your own eyes. Truth and falsehood overlap one another. In other words, you're not unlike Schrodinger's cat right now.
I've got spell with an E there.
Yeah.
If so, what then?
Are you saying you won't accept the truth until you can go outside and see for yourself? Well,
Yeah.
you better not. You go out into that world and you're all goners for sure. Trust me, I'm not lying about any of this.
Well, even if it's all true, I refuse to give in. I refuse to lose to you, for the sake of everyone you've killed.
Huh? Everyone I've killed? What are you talking about? You're the ones who killed them.
I didn't kill anyone. I simply gave you a little nudge in the right direction.
And that's all it took for you to start killing each other. You're nothing but bloodthirsty animals.
That's why anyone was murdered here, peasant.
Say what you want about hope, but we're all creatures of instinct, right? Despair comes naturally.
Hell yes! That's funny as shit!
No! This isn't just some game to us.
About that, Makoto.
It's murder! Plain and simple! You stole our memories, invented reasons for us to do it. You pushed us all into a corner! It's all your fault!
You certainly have a talent for passing the buck, don't you? That must be your hope, huh? But we don't have much time left to keep up this banter. We have to draw things to a close soon.
What do you mean?
I'm talking about the vote, of course. You didn't forget about that little rule, did ya? Oh, and also, since this will be the last vote, I decided to change the rules.
Of course you
What?
You guys so full of hope, and me so full of despair. I've decided to have you vote which one will be punished. If even one of you votes to punish hope, well then, I'll consider that a win for me, and punish everyone on the side of hope.
Even if it's just one person?
Oh, but don't worry, I won't be voting, of course.
Even if you don't, you've still got the upper hand in all this.
It's okay. Nobody would actually vote to kill themselves, right?
Oh, let me just mention one more thing. When I win to punish you guys, you'll have to stay here till you grow old and die. No fighting, no killing. That's your punishment.
I'm gonna call BS on that.
You mean we just...
We'd have to just live here? She's saying she'll let us live!
If you're not happy with that, then go ahead and punish me. And make your way to the outside world.
Enter a world fallen from grace, where only despair exists, where you'd likely be dead within a day.
What are you saying? So no matter what, we're doomed.
Wait a sec! I just got hit with an inspiration bomb! Dying of old age is boring as shit, right? The audience at home isn't gonna dig that at all! So, here's what'll happen. One of you will get to experience an instant, super impressive punishment!
And guess who?
Me?
You can't just...
Do you mean to say you'll execute one of us?
And I get to decide who's gonna have to suck it down! Makoto, you're up!
Yeah, kinda figured that.
Me?
Yeah, you've been acting up, causing all kinds of trouble. I hate you!
So let me make this clear. Everyone has two choices in front of them. If a single person votes for Hope to be punished, then only Makoto will receive a harsh punishment, and the rest of you will live here in peace.
If, on the other hand, you desire to see us punished, then you must all leave this place.
I will force you out, ensuring you all die horrible deaths in the outside world.
What I'm saying is, if you sacrifice Makoto, the rest of you will get to live out your lives.
Funny how she's directing all of her, like, angst and despair at us, when, like, pretty much last case, she was doing it all against Kyoko.
What? Has your resolve softened?
So yeah, there's one final thing we gotta do, basically.
Afraid of being punished? Don't you have faith in your friends?
No, that's not it.
It's okay. You're right to be afraid. It would seem all of those around you have realized the futility of going against me.
Guys?
It's so beautiful. Your lovely faces, eroded
There's one face he didn't show.
have come together as one.
Besides, Yoko, you could never betray your father, could you?
What?
I mean, the headmaster's only wish was that all of you would survive, right? That's why he tried to trap you all here after all. The least you can do is try to honor your dead father's wishes.
Kyoko!
One person's despair is enough to seal your fate. Isn't that just the most hopeless outcome ever?
So, who do you think's gonna give in? Whose despair is gonna sign your death warrant?
No one. Nobody's gonna give in to despair! We're not gonna lose to you!
So boring. Stubborn till the very end, huh? Well, that's fine. Then let's just hurry up and get it over with. It's time for the final vote. Everything will come to an end. Your stupid hope.
And your stupid life.
Wait. Oh Jesus.
Give up. As long as there's hope, we'll never give up.
If I were to die, that would be the end of Hope's Peak Academy.
23 minutes?
By the
Dots.
way, the air outside is totally polluted, you know. The only reason we're okay in here is thanks to the air purifiers in the physics lab.
Wait, I think I have an idea of what I have to do.
In other words,
What do you believe you have to do?
I think I have to go to the start, grab Hope from Makoto, and shoot all the dots.
You would be correct.
And I don't think there's like a particular order I have to do them in, because Kyoko's is white. So I'm just gonna go in order, basically.
Oh yeah, that happens too, every time you loop. So
Okay. Got it. Okay, yeah.
We won't give up. As long as there's hope, we'll never give up.
If I were to die, that would be the end.
Hope, hero. Don't lose hope now.
All my fortune-telling senses are telling me not to leave this place. But to live means moving forward, right? So even if it's hard, even if we're scared, we don't have any choice, do we? I want to keep on living. I want to open the next door. There must be something new waiting for me. So that's why, no matter what, I need to get out of here. The whole fortune-telling thing doesn't matter anymore. What matters is my own gut feelings.
We won't give up. As long as there's hope, we'll never give up.
If I were to die, that would be the end of hope.
I've decided to have faith in myself.
Nice.
By the way, the air outside is the only reason is thanks to the air purifier.
Don't lose hope now.
I've been thinking about all this, and I was thinking, at a time like this, what would Sakura do? You only get stronger by taking adversity by the horns. Confront that thorny path with enthusiasm. That sounds like something she'd say, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's definitely what she'd say, which is why yeah! I've made up my mind!
We won't give up. As long as there's hope, we'll never give up.
If I were to die, that would be the end. By the way, the only reason is thanks to the air. Say whatever you want. If I die, in other words, as soon as I die, the communal life you've all been living will me.
Forgot about that voice line.
I don't care either way. I'm fine with whichever one is more interesting. Actually, I may not look like it, but I always hated school. Hell, no matter how I look, still hated. Oh, but no matter what, Master has to come along with us.
We won't give up.
I love how Toko herself is just not here.
We'll never give up.
If I were to die, that would be the end.
I decided to...
By the way, the only reason is thanks to the air. Say whatever you want. If I die, in other words, the communal life you've all... I can keep on living as long as I have my master's love. All of you will have to. You'll have to go into the world outside, where only death.
Don't lose hope now.
Thought that might have been a little too high there.
Yeah.
What's the matter? You're not actually trying to encourage me, are you?
Yes, I am.
Ridiculous. It never even crossed my mind that I might give in to despair.
Bullshit.
But don't misunderstand me. I couldn't care in the slightest what happens to you. I just have to keep my word. I swore I would end the life of the mastermind. Besides, the Togami family isn't dead, because I'm still alive. So until I can restore the Togami family and bring it greater glory than it's ever known,
We won't give up. As long as there's hope, we'll never give up.
If I were to die, that would be the end. By the way, the only reason is thanks to the air. Say whatever you want. If I die, in other words, the communal life you've all... I can keep on
Oh, jeez.
All of you will have to go into the world outside.
I already said I would claim the mastermind's life, by whatever means necessary.
So, what are you gonna do? Will you just die?
There it is.
Don't lose hope now.
Oh, that was perfect timing on the music.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really know my father, so I can't pretend to know what he was thinking. But even if we're just connected by blood, there's one thing I am sure of. He would never want us to abandon Makoto and choose to stay here. I can't explain why exactly. But if I'm sure of anything, I'm sure of that. Just because we don't actually know anything. Does that mean we can't understand? Could it be that... No, never mind. So, Makoto, I don't think you wound up at this school because you had good luck or bad luck. I think you came here for a different reason entirely. You came here to bring down the ultimate despair. You came here to confront despair without ever giving up. And if that's true, I think we could call you the ultimate hope. What do you think?
What the...
Rather cheesy, but works.
Okay.
So uncool.
I just want to see.
Alright.
Okay.
Your stupid faces, the stupid things you've said, the stupid way you all treat each other. It's all so uncool, so unhip. Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up!
I'm suddenly reminded of Leon.
Lame, 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 lame!
Oh,
You suck! What do you want? So uncool! You dare to stand against us?
She has so much focus meter, good lord.
Who are you?
Your idiocy ends here.
You're gross. Suffer from despair.
I just love despair.
You suck! What do you want? So uncool!
You're unbearable.
Hope is a joke. Who are you?
Would you like to die?
You're gross. Suffer from despair. Everything is
Only a few more.
Despair into tomorrow.
Hope keeps on going.
It's a cheesy way to end it, but it works.
I just had to make sure it said Ultimate Hope on the bottom, and I was like, triangle!
To get bored. I refuse to throw it all away. I refuse to despair. Because all I have going for me is the desire to keep moving forward.
What's going on? What's happening?
The fact that the main thing keeps going even into this part.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can see why I was worried we might have to do this next time.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was so much.
Yeah.
Alright. So now all that's left is the ending.
It looks like we've reached the end. I think it may be time to vote.
We just gotta pull the lever, right?
Good. I'm ready to go.
Let's put an end to these trials. Put an end to the killing with our own hands.
So, thoughts?
It was certainly something. I'm probably gonna go watch Nico play this, even though it was several years old, and probably watch the Game Grumps play this as well. And it's like, oh god.
And of course then there's the multiple sequels.
Mm-hmm.
Just...
What the heck?
Well, that's just... totally the best! So this is despair.
Okay then.
You remember how Kyoko described her as turning it into a fetish?
Mm-hmm.
She wasn't entirely off.
Kinda got that. A little bit.
And now true despair. And now true despair.
She does have more stock voice lines, right?
Mm-hmm.
Totally the best!
Not possible. Don't make me repeat myself.
Okay.
Why'd you have to phrase it that way?
Phrasing. Hero, please.
Hey. However,
No.
There's one last thing.
Oh boy.
It's fine, it's fine.
It can't be.
Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it!
She wants to die.
To tell you. Don't get in my way.
Ah, the spiral eyes.
Mm-hmm.
So this is how the despair of death feels. It's so wonderful. Even a tenth of this despair, even 100th. I want every last soul on this planet to taste such despair. I want the entire world to die with that despair in its mouth. Okay, let's do this. I've reserved an extra special punishment for last. Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
Jesus.
Oh boy, I've been waiting to see your reaction to this one.
Just walks away. Doesn't have to get dragged. Oh, okay. The ultimate punish, which is kind of literally all of them.
Yeah.
Emergency override.
Huh. Now for the actual, like, epilogue shit.
Mm-hmm.
The final class trial. Junko and Oshima, the ultimate despair. Life at Hope's Peak Academy. It was all over. So, oh, by the way, I forget if I mentioned this. Did I ever tell you what the, like, original fan translation for Ultimate was?
No, I don't think so.
So, basically, the way the original Japanese text went, it basically translated to super high school level.
Mm.
So, like, in the fan translation and also in the subtitles for one of the anime, they went with super high school level luck and stuff like that.
Super high school level despair.
Yeah, you can see why they shortened it to Ultimate.
Yeah. So, I mean, just super high school level despair. Same, buddy. True and real.
And yeah, considering it's really just like, you know, the final, we're leaving the school, and then credits, I'm just going to keep it going. I knew this was going to be a super long part.
Yeah.
Oh, they should really have upscaled that one. Christ!
Mm-hmm.
Why did they not upscale the epilogue art? What the fuck?
Hey.
Then there were 6.
Makoto.
So,
Indeed.
If, on the other hand, you desire to see us punished, then you must all leave this place.
I will force you out, ensuring you all die horrible deaths in the outside world.
In other words,
But
it's true.
Yes.
My beautiful scissors!
Fucking Christ. Oh.
That's enough.
Anyway,
But
for serious.
Ha.
in other words, am I wrong?
Yay, this happy ending.
Mm-hmm.
you got it.
That's fair.
If any of those are... Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but there we go.
Mm-hmm.
Could it be... How about that?
Makoto.
I think he tried to hug her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And with that, 6 high school students finally leave.
Guess this is goodbye. And goodbye.
And why did they not unblur this?
But hey, if we gotta say goodbye, we may as well do it with a smile on our face.
I love this game, but god, they could have upscaled some more of the assets in this port.
Mm-hmm.
Hey guys! You guys want your fortunes told anywhere, anytime. You just let me know. I'll be there.
You better not charge us $1,000
Annoyed.
each
But if
time.
something does come up, you may as well let me know. I can't guarantee I'll actually bother listening, but, you know.
I don't know why, but I have a burning desire to start writing. I might be able to pull it off. A story about Master and me, and the others, I guess.
I can't say I'm sorry about what happened, but still, it does feel kind of strange.
I really don't know what to say. I guess we graduated?
Oh, there's some actual upscaled art. Thank fuck.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure someone's made an edit where he pushes a button and the school explodes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hello noise. Jesus, gonna turn that down editing, that's for sure.
Yeah, that... We basically just got Amber alerted in our ears.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what it sounds like.
And that was Danganronpa, Trigger
thus-
Happy Havoc.
We got consumed by the sun.
And we will see what happens to them in later installments.
Mm-hmm.
But, for now, that was Trigger Happy Havoc. What were your thoughts?
It was certainly a game.
Yeah, you can see why it got a good bit of a fandom going.
Mm-hmm.
To the point where we've gotten 2 sequels, a spin-off / sequel, an anime adaptation of the first game, and a full-on anime to conclude this overall saga.
Mm.
Because one of those sequel games is its own thing.
Mm. This is like, 1, there's 2, there's 3, and then there's 3 that's Ultra Despair Girls.
And, you have 1, 2, Ultra Despair Girls, Danganronpa 3, and then Danganronpa V3.
Oh god.
And Danganronpa 3 is the anime.
Hmm.
Oh wow! Oh god, they are putting credits in for that character?
Yeah.
She's not until the second game! Then again, this is the dual pack.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it'll probably be a bit before we actually record too, because I've got this and a few other things I want to edit and such, so yeah. But yeah, like, doing this series with someone who's never touched it before was something I'd always wanted to do, and yeah, the react, it was fun seeing your reactions.
Yeah, it's like some of the things I'm like, wait, I feel like I should know it, and then some of them I'm just like, right over my head.
Like, if I recall, at the very beginning you said Junko looked familiar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I expected at least that much, but I really did not realize her true nature until we actually got there.
Yeah. 'Cause, I mean, in the water scope of being on the internet for basically my entire fucking life.
Yeah, you're gonna see fan art of these characters. That's just gonna happen.
Out of context shit just happens. So it's like...
Yeah, let me put it this way. People have legit wanted to see either Monokuma or Junko in Smash.
I mean... I get it, but I don't get it.
Yeah, no, like the moveset idea I saw that was more reasonable was Makoto, but that we'll get to that when we get to a later game that could show what he could do for a moveset. But of course we're doing the classic CG slideshow credit sequence thing, but yeah. And if I have to, like, mute the game music during the credits, I can't because I don't know how this song works with licensing because I'm sure this is original to the game.
Yeah.
And those are always up in the air about how that works.
Of course, Sakura Shoryu kenning the giant fish.
Which, why was that even in the pool? So if I told you that was the tamest of the endings?
I mean, given Danganronpa's reputation, I probably wouldn't be surprised. But I'm also like, oh god. I'm like, I'm not surprised. But oh god, am I?
I'm not gonna say which one, but one of the games left me absolute mouth agape during, like, the entire final trial.
Well, I will look forward to that.
Oh wow, I forgot how long these credits are. But I'm glad all the games are available. Oh yeah, that was a CG we missed out on from not getting that one item. Basically, if you get the Man's Fantasy item, during that point in Chapter 3, where Monokuma suggests you might go do it, you actually get the option to do it, and it will result in you sneaking in and seeing that CG. That's actually a bit of a running gag in the series, is getting some sort of event like that if you have the right item. In V3's case, it was that you actually got that item for clearing the demo. Well, that and like one other item that gives a similar kind of event, but less fan servicey.
Yeah.
But yeah, with that mammoth-sized finale most likely out of the way, depending on how I edit this. Yeah, that was Danganronpa 1.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, if I recall, there was a post-credits thing.
Interesting. Things are getting very interesting indeed. Like I said at the beginning, I'm not a teddy bear. I am Monokuma, and I am this school's headmaster.
Kind of a bit of a sequel hook somehow.
Literal Easter egg.
Yep. But yeah. So here's a good question, just so I know how to plan this. Would you want to see all the other, like, okay, granted, this will be a little tedious to grind out, but this is now unlocked. It's basically the school sim mode that lets you get the rest of the hangouts you didn't already get. Would you want to see those, or would you just want to move on to the next game?
Honestly, I just want to move on to the next game.
Okay, figure, but never hurts to ask.
Yeah.
But yeah, so, okay, so, now, at least I know that. But yeah, so, with that, that's the end of the Let's Play and everything. So, this has been the Triforce of Doom.
And Drake Racerfang.
Peace out.